The Minnesota Vikings are still active on the market and are in advanced negotiations with two big NFL stars. You will be surprised by today's news, but first, don't forget to like this video, because your like helps us reach more Minnesota Vikings fans, so subscribe now so you don't miss any more news. Now enough of the chatter, and let's get to today's news. Jordan Addison could receive a $1 million extension from the Vikings and become one of the highest paid WRs in the NFL. While the spotlight remains, rightly, on Justin Jefferson, the Minnesota Vikings are starting to prepare to make a big decision involving their other talent in the wide receiver corps, Jordan Addison. According to recent analysis by CBS Sports, the young receiver could be on the way to a contract extension worth around $115 million, a number that would place him among the highest paid at the position. Addison, who is entering his third year in the NFL, has been consolidating himself as a fundamental piece in the Vikings' attack. Even overshadowed by the presence of the best wide receiver in the league, the number 3 has already shown that he is not just a supporting player. In his first 2 seasons, he accumulated 1,786 yards and 19 touchdowns, numbers that draw attention mainly due to his incredible presence in the red zone, an area where the defensive concentration is usually intense. At just 23 years old, Addison is seen by analysts as one of the best number 2 wide receivers in the NFL, filling a role similar to the one T. Higgins played for the Bengals, alongside Jamar Chase. And it's precisely this parallel that fuels expectations about his next contract. The Cincinnati Bengals receiver has been involved in a public drama in recent months when seeking a contract extension. After back and forth, Higgins secured a 4-year deal worth $115 million, becoming one of the highest paid WRs in the league, even though he's not the main star of his team. According to CBS Sports journalist Tyler Sullivan, Addison should be heading for a similar outcome, but with less turbulence. He's widely seen as one of the best number 2 wideouts in the NFL. If T. Higgins is any guide, Addison is about to blow through the budget with his upcoming extension, he said. Fortunately for Addison, the Vikings have a history of trading their talent without the attrition that other franchises such as the Bengals often face. Minnesota valued Jefferson fairly, and is likely to do the same with Addison, recognizing his importance in an offense that is shaping up to be one of the most versatile in the NFL in the coming years. By contract, Addison will only be eligible for an extension at the end of the 2025 season, but the team is already showing interest in his future. The wide receiver remains under team control through the 2027 season, thanks to the 5th-year option included in his rookie contract. This gives the Vikings room to plan their investment calmly, but it could also cost them more the longer they wait. After all, the wide receiver market is constantly evolving and values only go up. Although Addison has not surpassed the 1,000-yard mark in any season so far, his consistent production and 20 total touchdowns in 2 years make him an obvious candidate for a hefty contract. For Vikings fans, the possibility of Addison receiving a multi-million-dollar extension is yet another piece of good news. It means the team's offensive core is being preserved and valued. In a future where J.J. McCarthy could lead the offense as the starting quarterback, having a duo like Jefferson and Addison, both under long-term contracts, is a luxury few franchises have. In addition, with investments made at other positions this offseason, such as the arrivals of Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, Ryan Kelly, and Will Fries, retaining Addison represents an essential step in ensuring continuity and chemistry among the team's top offensive talents. Jordan Addison may not be the Vikings' main star offense, but his role is becoming increasingly indispensable. If the projected numbers hold true, a $115 million contract will not only be deserved, but strategic, an investment in productivity, youth, and stability for the Minnesota Vikings' future. Fans can rest assured, everything indicates that the team is committed to keeping its offensive pillars together for many years to come, and Addison is clearly part of that plan. Minnesota Vikings intensify negotiations with Keenan Allen to strengthen offense in 2025. The NFL's behind-the-scenes conversations are still heated, and the Minnesota Vikings are at the center of one of the most talked-about negotiations of the offseason. The Minneapolis-based franchise is in advanced talks to sign veteran wide receiver Keenan Allen, formerly of the Chicago Bears and one of the most respected names in the league at his position. Sources close to the NFL confirm that negotiations are at a significant stage, with both parties showing strong interest in sealing the deal in the coming days. For Vikings fans, eager for a more explosive and consistent offense, Allen's possible arrival represents much more than just numbers. It symbolizes the board's commitment to winning now, without giving up on the future. Allen, even at 33 years old, remains one of the most technical and reliable receivers in the NFL. His routes are precise, his positioning is intelligent, and his presence on the field often makes the difference on third downs, exactly the type of target a young quarterback needs. In 2024, even in a volatile offensive environment with the Bears, Allen has 84 receptions, 986 yards, and 6 touchdowns in just 13 games. Those numbers are even more impressive considering Chicago's lack of stability on offense, with frequent quarterback changes and offensive line issues. For Minnesota, his signing wouldn't just be strategic, it would be a masterstroke. With Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison already forming a promising core of receivers, Allen's arrival would add a new dimension to Kevin O'Connell's offense. Jefferson draws double teams on nearly every play, and Addison showed flashes of talent in his first year. However, both could still benefit immensely from a veteran who can read defenses, find space, and convert plays at crucial moments. More than that, Allen could be the bridge between the youth of the offensive roster and the tactical maturity expected of a group that intends to compete from now on. For a team that just selected promising quarterback J.J. McCarthy in the 2025 draft, this experienced presence could be the key to a faster and safer development. It's no coincidence that Allen was a determining factor in Justin Herbert's early success when the rookie took over as the Chargers starter. Now the Vikings are aiming to repeat the formula, offering their rookie one of the best possible teachers on the field. The management led by Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah has been far from passive this offseason. Minnesota has been making bold moves in the market, reinforcing crucial areas of the roster. Offensive linemen Ryan Kelly and Will Fries have already arrived, in addition to the strong reinforcements on the defensive line with Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave. The goal is clear: to assemble a balanced roster ready to fight for the playoffs, and why not, for the top spot in the NFC. Regarding Allen's contract, there are no official numbers yet, but he is expected to ask for something in the range of $8 to $12 million per year, with bonuses tied to performance and field time. With about $31.2 million in cap space, the Vikings have room to maneuver to accommodate the signing. Alternatives include restructuring current contracts or a staggered deal with incentives, which would please both the player and the team. For the fans who fill US Bank Stadium every Sunday, the possibility of seeing Keenan Allen in purple is exciting. The image of Allen lining up next to Jefferson, with Addison in the slot and TJ Hawkinson contributing as a dynamic TE, would be enough to keep any defender awake at night. More than ever, Minnesota would be building a versatile, experienced offense with multiple threats on every snap. And there is also the symbolic factor. Allen is a player who commands respect on and off the field. His work ethic, professionalism, and ability to lead by example would be a great asset to the locker room. In a roster full of young talent, he can act as a mentor and stabilizer, a role that goes far beyond statistics. With the offseason underway and minicamp approaching, the expectation is that a decision will be made in the coming weeks. If the deal goes through, Keenan Allen could be introduced before training camp, already integrated into the playbook and the receiving core. For the Vikings, it would be another piece in the 2025 puzzle, a year in which the franchise intends not only to compete, but to surprise. And for fans, it would be a clear indication that the rebuilding is behind us, and the quest for victories begins now.